Hello and welcome everybody to another Secrets of Strixhaven draft video. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Platinum 3. We are looking to do some climbing here, climb the ranks. The ranks have reset, and so I'm hoping to put together a good finish here. Let's do that in this draft. Now, before we hop into this draft, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Match the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you want to buy some booster boxes of Secrets of Strixhaven, or you wanted some singles for your standard, modern, pioneer, or commander decks, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Match the Gathering supplies and accessories. Go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon to get 10% off your first order. All right, pack one, pick one. What do we have? Render Speechless for you Silver Quill enjoyers. Mana Sculpt if you wanted to draft some kind of blue control deck. There is Forum Necroscribe, which is okay in the repartee decks. Not insane though. Shared Roots. I'm feeling like doing something aggressive, but man, first picking Render Speechless seems a little aggro. But like, what else is there to do? Like, unless I want to draft like multicolor decks, right? In which case I could take like a Visionary stance. There's also Shared Roots, but a base green deck, I guess that's okay too. I think I'm just going to take Mana Sculpt here. Honestly, cancels are just really good in this format. So I'm going to take this. And then, of course, the upside of being able to counter something when you have a wizard in play, namely something like a Hydro Channeler, is very, very strong. Here we're going to take Stock Up, one of the best card draw spells ever. Very, very happy to pick that up. But there's plenty of stuff here for everybody. Rare is missing, but Elite Interceptor, Silver Quill Charm, and Strixhaven Sky Coach are also premium cards to pick up. But given that we took the Mana Sculpt, following that up with another good blue card seems good. Potioner's Trove, also just a really great card. I value this very, very highly. I compare it to Dragonstorm Globe in Tarkir Dragonstorm Limited, and I think it's something that people should be looking to take very, very highly. All right, pack one, pick three, though. Doesn't give us a whole lot of good options. Now, typically with blue, you want to pair that with green or with red. So there's two choices here. I can either take the Spectacle Summit, right? Because this is a land that I'm very likely going to want in my deck. Or I can take Elite Interceptor as a potential pivot point into maybe some kind of white aggressive deck because I'm seeing it here pick three. But given our start, Spectacle Summit just makes a lot more sense. Like, we are getting to the point where people are valuing the lands a lot higher. I think maybe they were a little bit undervalued at first, but now because people are taking it a lot higher, like even fourth or fifth pick, you should be happy taking on-color lands for your deck. It's a lot better once you lock into your colors, of course. No great blue-red cards here, so I'm looking at Proctor's Gaze and Terramorphic Expanses options. And while I think Proctor's Gaze is good, I just don't, like, I think Terramorphic Expanse is also great. And I don't want to necessarily lock myself. I mean, maybe this, you know what? Maybe this is a sign that I should go Quandrix, right? Like, I always feel like I draft blue-red more because I like splashing the white cards, but all right, let's mix it up. Let's take the Proctor's Gaze. Normally, I would take Terramorphic Expanse there, but we'll go with the Proctor's Gaze. Pack one, pick five. We have Spell Pierce, Embrace the Paradox, and Seize the Spoils. If I want to be blue-green base, I guess Embrace the Paradox is better. All right, we'll take Embrace the Paradox. I mean, so far, this deck doesn't really do anything, but it's got two card draw spells, a bounce spell, and a counter spell. What can we find? Pack one, pick six. There is a Rubble Rouser, which is just like a good ramp effect. There's Landscape Painter, which isn't my favorite, and Terrafractal, which is an okay win condition as for the blue-green decks. All right, I guess we're just living that Quandrix life here. It's a win condition. Our mana curve is really bad, so certainly, I guess the Landscape Painter helps with that, but, you know, this does give you that late game win condition that these types of decks want. Here we have the option between Disdainful Stroke and Essence Scatter. You know, depending on the deck, I would prefer the Disdainful Stroke, but this deck needs more early plays, so for that reason, I'll take the Essence Scatter, noting that there's a late Wilt in the Heat in this pack as well. Okay, we're seeing a lot of Lorehold cards. All right, I'm going to take Rubble Rouser here. I might need to pivot into like blue-red because we are seeing a bunch of Wilt in the Heats and stuff. And then maybe we're like touching green or white depending on what cards we see, right? So we'll take the Rubble Rouser there. I think taking Wilt is a little bit too big of a pivot there, so we'll do this. Here, there's a Forum Necroscribe. I mean, this pack just has kind of nothing. Would I play any of these cards? Not really. I suppose Necroscribe has the most upside. I do like Zealous Lorecaster. It's another really expensive card, but a fine top-end win condition. To just like get back some value cards and go about your day. Really don't want to play Mage Tower Referee. And yeah, I mean, pack's definitely drying up here. I'm not really a hungry Graphalon enjoyer. Ascendant Dustspeaker is nice if you're doing the Lorehold aggro stuff, but yeah, I mean, the deck started out okay. It's certainly a lot of holes, and one thing I've noticed, like, I'm just not tabling anything. You know what I mean? Just like not wheeling anything at all. All right, pack 2, pick 1. There's a Noxious Newt and a Burst Lightning and a blue-green land. Campus Composer's okay, but I think I'm really looking at one of these two cards. Now, the question is, do I want to be a base green deck or a base red deck, right? Burst Lightning is the stronger card, but I do have 3 green cards to just Rebel Rouser. Oh, no, I suppose I do have the Zealous Lorecaster. I'm going to take the Burst Lightning. I feel like no matter what, I'm probably going to splash red, and this is still fine as a splash card. And there's a reasonable chance the Noxious Newt can table as well. All right, pack 2, pick 2. Potioner's Trove. I'm just going to slam that right now. I don't know what colors we're going to be, but I'm going to need the ramp. I'm going to need all the different colors. So let's go ahead and take that over Rebel Rouser, Visionary Stance, and Emil. Pack 2, pick 3 gives us nada. Nothing. Not a teamer card I am interested in at all. We're just not aggressive enough for Monstrous Rage to do anything. I mean, it's like Procrastinate or Deluge Virtuoso. All right, I'll take the Virtuoso, I guess. Of course, obviously, I don't like that pack. This pack, I also don't like. There's a Suspend Aggression, which actually just isn't a terrible card in general. All right, I guess I'll take this. If I'm going to be blue-red with good mana, then certainly there's a world where I can splash this and have it be playable. Here we have Essence Scatter versus Elemental Mascot. I think I'm just going to take another Essence Scatter here, just to have more cheap things to play. Let's just do the curve like this instead of how I normally do it. All right, pack 2, pick 6. We have access to Rapturous Moment. And a bunch of Witherbloom cards. There's also another Procrastinate. I guess I'll take Rapturous Moment. And move on. Yeah, I mean, we are definitely 1,000,000% battling others for this lane. But, you know, that makes sense as this is one of the most contested lanes that you'll find in this format. All right, I'm just happy that I tabled a playable card here in the Stadium Title Mage. Honestly. Not asking for too much more beyond that. Textbook Tabulator, I suppose. How are we winning the game? I guess Lorecaster, Terrafractal, Stadium Title Mage. We didn't even pick up, like, I mean, and remember, we took that Potioner's Trove really early as well, so. Pack 2, pick 11, another Nothing Burger. Not going to splash the Dustspeaker, and honestly, given where our mana is looking right now, I'm probably not playing the Suspend Aggression either. So we're just going to be basically taking everything in the teamer colors for the most part. Looking to be a blue-red base here. Like, we didn't even see the Newt table. So people are certainly green. They're probably Quandrix as well. In which case, maybe we're going to be better set up here for like a blue-red strategy. I'm trying to just figure out like what else I could have been. You know what I mean? That Tackle Artist is definitely making the cut. That is definitely making the cut. All right. Let's try to take some cheap stuff here, and this is an extremely unlucky pack as I have no playable cards for a Jeskai deck. There is a Spirit Mascot if I wanted to be red-white. I mean, this pack just has almost no playable cards, period. I think I'm just going to take Pigment Wrangler. I don't love it, but it is a way to win the game, and I've done some fun stuff copying things with this card, so let's make that work. Now, noting that I have a bunch of Sorcerers, this counts Wizards. Everything is a sorcerer. The only wizard is the 2-mana 1/3. All right. Pack 3, pick 2 gives us Essence Scatter, Abrade, Unsubtle Mockery, and Potioner's Trove. This is interesting because I need cheap interaction and I need Potioner's Trove. I think I'll take the Abrade this time. I do like the Trove a lot, but this is just another really good 2-mana play. If I play against a Lorehold or Silver Quill aggressive deck, this is good. And also, even if I play against like various control decks, there's like a bunch of artifacts that are really good to kill. Potioner's Trove, Resonating Loot, Arc of Hunger. A lot of decent options. So I do like Abrade a lot. Expressive Iteration is fantastic. Gonna take that. So just a really good card draw spell. Zealous Lorecaster and Run Behind in the pack as well. All right, I mean, we're putting something together here. Unsubtle Mockery, yeah, so, you know. We're picking up some key interaction, some card draw, all relatively cheap. Here, there's a Goblin Glassrite, but I'm going to take the blue-green land here. That seems like a great time to pick up the blue-green land, just because I'm simply just not going to have enough playables without these green cards, and they're all just like fine green cards to play. Like the Paradox might be the worst card, but it's still fine. Like it's a card draw spell. Here, pack 3, pick 6, we have the choice between Rebel Rouser, Heated Argument, and Run Behind. I think I have enough expensive stuff, so I think it's Run Behind as interaction over the Rebel Rouser. You could always use like one good bounce effect, and this certainly counts. Pack 3, pick 7 gives us a bunch of like little aggressive creatures. There's a Titan's Grave, but I don't have any black cards. I guess I'll take Dual Tactics. I don't love this card, but if I need to find a way to kill little things, like now I see an Arcane Omens. Can I splash it? It's a real God. Now I wish I took that land. I can also take Banishing Betrayal. No, I'm going to take the Betrayal. I have been punished for going multiple colors often without proper mana fixing. I just don't think I have the setup to play Arcane Omens. Had I taken the land, I would have considered it. I don't know. I don't want to play either of those cards. There's a Living History. Also don't want to play that. But I'm going to have to play some of these because we don't have enough stuff here. Are we already at the format where everybody's souping? I don't know. All right, we're going to need to fill out the deck with some Virtuosos. Maybe a Page Loose Leaf for some ramp. Let's just put all of these in and see where this ends up. All right. Terrafractal goes here. I don't like Strife Scholar. Is this a wizard? This is technically a wizard. Mage Tower Referee looks really bad, right? Like I just have I have like very few multicolored cards. Page at least like ramps me. So it's not the worst. Living History can also probably go unless I really need a 2-drop. It's just like I don't really exile cards out of my graveyard. Okay. I think I like the rest of my spells. Yeah, let's just cut Page Loose Leaf. All right, well, you know, our curve is a little bit weird, but we at least have like some creatures here to close out the game with. Mana curve's 2.3. Our mana is okay. We have 3 green cards, 5 green sources. Where does this put us in the other colors? I kind of want an even mix between blue and red. And with all the card draw, I want to cut down a forest. 3 forests and a trove for 3 green cards should be okay. Especially with like Expressive Iteration and Stock Up to help us find some of the other colors. I think I'd rather just make sure that I have enough red. I just want like equal parts blue and red to just be able to cast my spells early. And let's try this. Yeah, this was a tough draft. I've had a few of those. I think we were, you know, scrounging for playables, but maybe that's the nature of this format at this point. We'll try it. We'll figure it out. All right, now before round 1 starts, I did want to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. I make monthly content. I do monthly videos, monthly streams. If stuff is not good enough for the YouTube channel, if the videos are too short, I post extra content on the Patreon. Lots of good stuff. Check it out. On the play here, no red sources. We did prioritize having 8 blue and 8 red sources, but I still have plenty of things I can cast here. The textbook tabulator on 3, namely, will allow us to find red mana here. Tester of the Tangential, sure. That's a stock up. That's quite nice. I think I'm just going to play the tabulator here, though. Let's try to find some lands. Don't want the Abrade. I suppose I will take the island. Alright, they did nothing. Play stock up. Brush off, sure. Yeah, I mean, look. This is the format that we're playing right now. It's like any counter magic is like good in this format. And that was pretty brutal, honestly. Like, I needed that badly to hit my red sources. Terrafractal for 2, sure. And we found a Tackle Artist. Alright, let's play the Virtuoso here. I mean, if they, like, move all their counters onto the Terrafractal, we can always just, like, bounce it, I suppose. 4 cards in hand for them. Alright, Tester of the Tangential going off. I mean, it is tempting to make a 5-4. Are they going to attack us? Okay. We did find a land, so that's really nice. Yeah, let's go with Rubble Rouser. They might have like an Essence Scatter or something, I suppose. Yeah. All right, 3 cards. Scrappy little matchup here. My question is like whether or not I should like bounce it now or wait. You know what I mean? I think I'm just going to end of turn bounce it. Yeah. Get a Surveil out of the deal. Pigment Wrangler, I suppose, is fine. Okay. Let's run this out. They can have like a spell to pump the Tester, so certainly not interested in that. Obviously, bouncing Terrafractal is always a little bit dicey in spots like this. Unsubtle Mockery, okay. Into Vastland Scavenger. That's very good. As it has Death Touch. I don't think I love that attack, though. Well, we drew Mana Sculpt, so that is, I guess, our path to victory here. If they choose to play a large Terrafractal or even play Bind to Life, then I can, of course, Mana Sculpt it. And they're probably incentivized to use it just because if I kill it later, then like they don't get value off of it. So, you know, the value-centric play is to like activate this when you can. It is an instant, though, so they can wait. And if they do, then obviously this is like a pretty big risk. Wow, really, man. My opponent, they got this locked down. They're playing really well. I mean, it's kind of obvious, I guess, but still. It's annoying the hell out of me. Okay, Terrafractal. They're keeping up 1 mana, which is really bizarre. They might have, like, a hexproof spell or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird that they did it for 1, but maybe that allows us to attack for oh, sure. I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the question now is, like, do I just go all in on Terrafractal? I can do it for 8. I mean, if they kill the Terrafractal, the Deluge Virtuoso chumps, but I'm kind of just like hoping this Terrafractal gets me there. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Oh, wait, no, this just kills me. I mean, I just felt like I needed to make an aggressive attack. Shout out to the opponent. Decent teamer deck. And, yeah, they got me. I mean, this deck needs a lot of help. Alright, on the play here, we're going to keep this. This one's looking much, much better. We have the Abrade for cheap interaction. Elite Interceptor, you know. I like killing those. It just like turns on all their other stuff, you know. Alright, let's play Potioner's Trove for the ramps. Snooping Page. That is something I'm interested in killing, though. Hopefully I can find another kill spell here. Let's play Stock Up. That did not get us what we needed. I guess we'll gain some life. Play a land. So Snooping Page will draw them a card. And if they had like Render Speechless, I guess that would be really annoying. It seems like that's what they have. Yeah, this is exactly the draw that you need in the Silver Quill decks to beat like the decks that I'm trying to play, right? Like this absolutely goes over the top. They took Rapturous Moment. I can still dig, but look, they're like up a card. This thing is Gimonstrous. We need a good expressive iteration. Oh wow. Yeah, that's fantastic because Proctor's Gaze is amazing. Let's put this into my hand. This into my library. Exile this. Play this. Bounce you. And then we can just go get an island, sure. Alright, well, that was really good. That was really, really good. Got a lot of tempo. I mean, we have a huge mana advantage here. Banishing Betrayal, yeah, all kinds of good stuff here. I could have kept the land in my hand for the Robo-Rouser, but I mean, given that they're setting it up this way, I just feel like it's so likely for them to have some way to trigger Repartee this turn, and then I want to be able to follow that up with a run behind on the Snooping Page. And then gain 2 life, and the Potioner's Trove is going to go a long way in this matchup just to be able to keep our life total healthy as hopefully we find some more big plays here. So they're like both unblockable? Well, that's annoying. Yep. So they get Killian's Confidence back. Yeah, I mean, every one of these bounce spells is actually very important here. Send in the Pest? Oh my gosh. Gross. I guess we'll discard Robo-Rouser. Unsubtle Mockery is nice. I mean, we're kind of out of resources here, but we will try our best. Like, I want to be able to kill the thing that they try to Killian's Confidence. You know what I mean? I don't want Textbook Tabulator. I guess I'll keep that one. Even though I don't have any lands in my hand. It's still just like a large creature, you know what I mean? 4 cards in hand for the opponent. It looks like they might have a removal spell for the Tackle Artist. So it's like, do they play the Snooping Page or the Tackle Artist? Or kill the Tackle Artist? I mean, this is a lot of damage. Okay, so they're going with Snooping Page. And yeah, we're attacking. Let's get this down. No loot. Or no mill ourselves, rather. I don't think there's an... Is there an... Do I get an advantage for milling myself? Did I... Oh, I did have a Goblin Lorecaster. Maybe I'm supposed to, but I have spells I can get back that I want anyways. So, I don't think it's that big of a deal. 3 cards left in hand for the opponent. Snooping Page, presumably some way to trigger Repartee. There's a Stone Docent as well in the graveyard. We are drawing off the top of our deck, but they've been doing a pretty good job of making sure they draw action as well. Alright, they went Rehearsed Debater into triple, or into Hop to it. Wow, well that's annoying. The real question is whether or not I should fire off this Virtuoso. I think the answer is yes. And I'm going to do it this way so that if I tap this, then they could have killed this with, like, if they block with everything. So they have to at least chump Tackle Artist. This will put them to 1, which is obviously a very, very risky life total. Now it's like, now they have to be careful how they attack me, right? Going down to 1. Like, I have a 7/6 Trampler. Even if you kill this, you still need to have blockers for these two. And if I draw any removal spell, then all of a sudden you're in big, big trouble. Alright, Stone Docent. They kept that on top, okay. Okay. I don't see a reason not to attack with the 2 creatures on the left. I wonder if they, like, wish they used their removal spell on this, like, a long time ago. Sure. I still get to loot. And Pigment Wrangler is a great pickup. Let's kill the Snooping Page. Let's play a big flyer, and we pass. I could have cast Striking Palette just to gain 2 life, but I'd rather just copy something, right? Because it only copies at the turn you play it. Now, of course, if they have another removal spell here, that would be rough. But yeah, I mean, if they don't kill the Wrangler, they're dead, right? So, I mean, if they have a removal spell for this, it's extremely obvious what you should be looking to do here. I guess they have a Killian's Confidence in the graveyard, and I should, like, try to make it so they don't get it back somehow, some way. I don't know what to do. Do I just take all the damage? Sure. I think I should. Alright, Killian's Confidence. We have lots of outs. Also, they could just not have a flyer or removal spell, right? Okay. Attack. There we go. 5 mana, 4/4 flyer for the win. Doesn't happen as often in New Limited, but got the job done there. Alright, so we are at least on the scoreboard now. Got a lot more work to do. Alright, on the play here, yeah, I have all of my colors. I have a turn 3 Rebel Rouser into Tackle Artist and Pigment Wrangler. Totally fine. Okay, opponent leads with Island. So this usually indicates a slower deck, blue, red, or blue, green. Great Hall of the Biblioplex, sure. Alright, they have an Essence Scatter for the Rebel Rouser. Sadness. Okay. Let's go Tackle Artist. They have Unsubtle Mockery for Tackle Artist. I mean, if they have all of these, it's, you know. Okay, Banishing Betrayal is fine. They kept on top. Magma Blood Archaic as a 4/4. Yikes. Alright. Pigment Wrangler gives us outs to be able to kill that thing. If I had 6 lands, like especially if I had 3 blue sources, playing out Deluge Virtuoso plus Mana Sculpt seems really nice. But with my setup, I just feel like I need to go for the Wrangler here and try to kill that thing. Of course, if they kill my Wrangler, it's kind of it's annoying, but it is what it is. Another question is whether or not I should be willing to take this trade. No. Okay, so no trade here. And our opponent with 3 cards. That thing does have reach. Casting Striking Palette here will be a little bit cheeky. Too bad it's like a sorcery. Do I attack into this thing? I mean, honestly, I just want to keep up Mana Sculpt. They got 4 cards in hand, right? So, like, being able to... Obviously, it's better with the Virtuoso, but, you know, if I can Mana Sculpt into copy Unsubtle Mockery to kill both of these things, that seems really good. So, like, if they go for a removal spell here, I mean, I will certainly take a lot of damage this turn, but then they won't have a board. Procrastinate. Okay. Yeah, let's just counter that. I like my Pigment Wrangler. Alright, well, I'm taking a bunch of damage, but I get to keep a 4/4 untapped. Let's do this. Let's get rid of these now. Land? Nah. Okay. Surveilled a couple lands away. Want a little more action here. 3 cards left in hand. Essence Scatter, okay. Now the question is, do I play this or this? 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Yeah, let's just play this. Sure, I don't get to Essence Scatter, but if they play a creature, I can tap it down. Alright. Oh, homesickness or something? Yeah. Yeah, let's just play this. I have 2 Essence Scatters, so like I'm just not going to be able to tap anything down anytime soon, so I just want a body to attack with. Tome Blast. Yep. I could have braid my own creature to save it, I suppose. Okay, now I'll do it. Impractical Joke. And if they resolve some small creature here, so be it. Do you not have creatures in your deck? I really want to use my Essence Scatters. Right. Hey, I actually like that blue-green land. Lets me surveil. 3 cards. Banishing Betrayal, I don't know. Visionary Dance, okay. Wonder what they're looking for. Visionary Dance would have been pretty good. And they don't want Muse's Encouragement, so... They're looking at a lot of action cards. It could honestly be another Homesickness. Which, like, you really shouldn't play, like, 2 copies of this card most of the time. But it is working out in their favor. But now I feel like a significant dog after what they did here. Like, this is buying them so much time. Improvisation Capstone, sure. Yeah. Oh, I did make a small misstep there. I should have surveilled in response so that I can see what's on top of my deck. So that one's on me. Another run behind? Are you kidding me? Alright, well, this is going to be tough to beat. I felt like we played a pretty tight game and we had a really good shot, but then they resolved Capstone. Four cards in hand for the opponent. They probably have like a Banishing Betrayal or something too. But we'll see. By the way, 6 cards left in their library. I had this option. I had this issue in a previous match too, where like I just decked myself. But they did not. They hit Visionary's Dance. Alright, Exhibition Tidecaller absolutely needs to be killed. Man, they have Exhibition Tidecaller plus Capstone. And I'm working with Deluge Virtuosos and Tackle Artists. Not a fair fight. Not a fair fight at all. Yeah, that one no Surveil might end up costing me. I feel like I need to keep my mana available here. But that could end up costing me. Alright, opponent at 6, I get a Surveil. Let's see what the Capstone gets them. They can also choose not to cast it, by the way. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so they have like 1 land left in their deck. But the question is if they don't cast it within 3 turns, can they find a way to kill me, right? Can they find a way to kill me? Like Capstone is a dangerous card. It's very, very powerful, but I like it more in a threat-heavy deck instead of a pure control deck. Mathematics targeting themselves? Oh, they didn't have enough to Mathematics me out. That's hilarious. What a deck, by the way. Their deck was way better than ours. Mathematics, Exhibition Tidecaller, and the Capstone. Like, that's ridiculous. Alright, next round here, opponent on the play. I mean, I'm going to keep this. I'm on the draw. I have Island Forest, but I do have Stock Up, so that certainly goes a long way. I can just... And if I just draw like any land and I'm going to get run over, I can always just play Terrafractal for 3. We drew Mountain as well. That's great. Alright, Witherbloom. We got a Witherbloom gamer over there. Ooh, Rubble Rouser. Actually, I would rather do that than anything else. Actually, yeah, because if I play Stock Up, I'm going to have to discard the hand size. No 2-drop for a Witherbloom deck, so a little bit lucky there to dodge, you know, any number of solid 2-drops that can play. And then we get to play out a Rubble Rouser, which can hopefully help muck up the ground. All right, great. We'll go Rubble Rouser. What do I discard? I think it might just be Terrafractal. It's just like the least efficient creature that I have, mana-wise, like 4 mana for 4/4, but 4 mana for a 3/2. 5 mana for 4/4 flyer, 6 mana for 4/4 that gets me a spell. All seems good. This also doesn't get Last Gasped, which is really nice. Next turn I can just run out. Well, I have a couple of options actually. I can go Pigment Wrangler or Stadium Tidal Mage. Adventurous Eater for the opponent. Choosing not to pump. Or not to have... They're not casting Cast a Bite or whatever. Alright, let's go Stadium Tidal Mage and keep up Burst Lightning. Now, I'm definitely going to loot. But if I... Yeah. I bet you I'm just going to discard what I draw. Yeah. Alright, we'll pass. 2 cards in Graveyard. We have a Burst Lightning available. Like, I want to use this so that... I want to use this in response to them, like, trying to kill... pump up the Adventurous Eater. Oh, Informed Inkwright. I see. That's why they saved the Have a Bite. Now, of course, we're going to use, or we're going to try to use Burst Lightning on the Inkwright. Hopefully they don't have a protection spell. They might, and if they do, then we're in trouble. Simple as that. I don't know what the point of that delay was if you have a protection spell. Oh, maybe they have the Witherbloom charm. No dissection practice? Okay, well, so this wasn't even close. Okay. The Adventurous Eater should attack. Alright, we did find a run behind. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Ooh, Proctor's Gaze. Proctor's Gaze is really interesting too. I mean, like, you can make an argument for like all the cards in my hand. Three cards in hand for the opponent. I'm going for the highest upside play here. Of course, if they kill this, it's kind of annoying. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. They did have Dissection Practice. They're setting up this little combo scenario. The problem is, like, bouncing this doesn't even do anything. I suppose I could have waited and draw stepped the run behind the Informed Inkwright. That would have been a decent option as well. But the thing is, this just makes the best use of my mana. Like, this allows me to keep up the Rubble Rouser as a blocker and still play at a 4/4. And then, of course, if Pigment Wrangler doesn't die, then I can copy Proctor's Gaze and do a lot of work. What are they... What is this deck? It's like a black-white deck splashing green, maybe? I don't know. Yep. So let's do this. Let's bounce you. And let's bounce token or Grave Researcher. Let's bounce a token. Let's get a mountain. Let's get an island. 12 to 17. They're just not close to activating this yet, which is why I'm keeping it the way that it is right now. Informed Inkwright, sure. Plains, sure. Yep, I'll trade Tidal Mage for this if that's what they want to do. Luck. Start draining them for 1. Okay. So we do have Mana Sculpt, but we don't have a Wizard currently. I have a Proctor's Gaze and a Burst Lightning. I mean, I suppose I can just cast, like, Stock Up here. See what we find. Rapturous Moment? That's exciting. Embrace the Paradox is also pretty nice. So is Essence Scatter. I mean, all just great options. Let's go with the 2, like, value-based cards and then wait a turn. This way I can keep up Counterspell. And then I can go with Embrace the Paradox next turn. So this is going to be a very big turn. Plays the land. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going to try to set something up this turn. Grave Researcher is a little bit scary. I mean, so is the Inkwright, though. Soaring Stone Glider. What did they exile? 2 random cards. Okay. They got a big board. We got a lot of things we need to kill. So this is going to be a big, big turn cycle here. Embrace the Paradox into Rapturous Moment to just, like, try to find answers to a lot of these cards. Okay. All right. So let's cast this. Pitch 2 lands. All right, so now we're going to have access to a lot of mana here. Deluge Virtuoso, the Storm Glider. Keeping up Mana Sculpt seems pretty nice. And then we'll use this to kill this guy. Tackle Artist. I mean, it's just more threats, I guess. All right, we'll pass. Because now if they play something big, keeping up the Mana Sculpt seems really nice. Getting Zealous Lorecaster back, the Rapturous thing, is also pretty cool. All right, let's just start exiling lands, because we want to just keep trying to burn them out. 4, 8, 9, 10 mana. 2 cards in hand. Let's play Tackle Artist. Into Iteration. Get some triggers. Wow, that's good and bad. This into my hand. Library. Exile. Okay. I guess we just go with this. I'm just gonna kill this thing. Like, just killing a flyer seems good here. Let's deal 4 to them. Actually, let's do this. Alright. And we still get to keep up Essence Scatter. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. This is the window where I don't keep up Mana Sculpt, but I got to kill their creature, develop a big board, and do I Essence Scatter this? I mean, I just don't think they're sandbagging anything else, so let's just do it, I guess. Alright, that's fine. So they get to attack me for 4? Maybe not 4. We'll see. 9 cards left. I have a Zealous Lorecaster, which I can just use to get back Burst Lightning, which is just 4 to the face too. So, got to keep that in mind too. I mean, I also have Deluge Virtuoso. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, they're at 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. I'll just keep up Mana Sculpt. Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of value out of all their little cards. That Informed Inkwright, protecting it, did a lot of work. Like, we had to draw so many more cards to even be in this spot. Alright, another Dissection Practice. Do this and that should be game. Wow. Okay. Okay. Any land is fine. Okay, well, yeah. Boom. Okay. It took, like, most of our deck to be able to just beat, like, what my opponent did off of just a handful of small creatures. But you know what? I never claim my deck to be awesome. The fact that we're 2-1, excuse me, 3-1 with this scrappy little deck, I'll take it. I will take it. Alright, on the play, gonna keep this. Island, Mountains, and Essence Scatter and a Braid. And an Iteration. Oftentimes you want to wait on the Expressive Iteration until turn number 3. That way you can get the land. Granted, there's like no rush for me to do this just because I do have up Essence Scatter, right? I mean, ideally I just keep drawing lands. Yeah, I'm going to wait a turn. Like, there's not a huge difference between doing it now and next turn. Okay, getting 2 islands is great. Okay. Boom. 4 mana. We have Essence Scatter and a Braid. Depending on what they play, that'll decide what we do here. We'll Essence Scatter that. Play the Wrangler. Hope they don't kill it. If they kill it, that's fine. They killed it. Which is what typically happens with that card, I will say. Yeah, I mean, the Virtuosos, like, you gotta be more aggressive for this card to actually do anything, I feel. No card for you. No card for you. Oh. Guess we'll play this now. because we have the Mana Sculpt. Maybe they play something big. They did. Boom. Well, we have a lot of mana. Hopefully this rapturous moment ends up being awesome. It was not. I can confirm that it was not awesome. Wow, they just scooped? My follow-up was textbook tabulator go. But you know what? I get it. You get Mana Sculpted, you're just like, I'm done. We're you know, nothing else to see. Let's go. 4-1 with this pile of great cards. All right, opponent on the play here. We have all of our colors. We have a turn to Abrade, Virtuoso to try to slow things down if they're playing something more aggressive. Certainly keeping this. And we found Run Behind, so plenty of early game interaction for whatever they might play, including a turn to do nothing. Which is fine. They're not lore hold, they're just, oh. They're this, okay, well. Yeah, Mozio's great. Just get this out there. So they're probably black. No, they're just all the colors. Wait, well, sure. Sure, all the colors. All the colors is fine. It's all fine. Five cards in hand for L opponent. Just full on Mardu midrange. It's a pretty good card. Like, you often just want to draw that thing, right? My question is whether or not I should play Tidal Mage or Wrangler. This is a better... The Wrangler is a better use of my mana, but I'd feel like in the Mardu colors, they're very likely to have at least one removal spell. And if they do, then I'm probably interested in just, like, Tidal Maging first. I mean, they probably have a kill spell, but whatever. We shall loot. And we shall loot away this small thing. Because we have lots of big things. Wilt in the Heat, sure. Oh, I guess I could have discarded a Zealous Lorecaster as well. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. There's a Relic Sloth. Exile my spell, hit me for 1. Okay, let's play the Wrangler. Play the land and pass. Next turn with the Terra Fractal, it would be... What the hell? Erode? Oh, that's annoying. Strixhaven. Look at that. This is like, this is nice. Just a good Mardu mid-range shell. You know, just like all 3 colors. They probably have good mana fixing. Exile some of my shenanigans. I'm going to need to find a spell, like play it end of turn and into the Lorecaster, or get the Relic Sloth off the battlefield. Hopefully they don't have any more removal spells left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do it for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Whatever, attack. No removal! Don't kill it! Look, they used an Erode, so they're probably out of removal, right? Like, usually you want to save the Erode for, like, the last big thing. So, I'm hoping that's the case. Maybe they have a last gasp. Expressive Iteration would be nice. Stock Up would be nice. They have 1 card. Okay. So the question now becomes, do I want to attack here or not? I think the answer is no. I'm going to keep this land in my hand too. The plan here is to Spectacle Summit and then like try to find a spell into the Lorecaster. I feel like every single card matters here. Every resource is super important. And of course, my opponent top decks Erode. Okay. Well, that's certainly good. We're going to get hit for 4 here. Ouch. That was a good draw. All right, well, we have a lot of lands. We have a lot of good draws. Rapturous Moment I am keeping. That is as good as it gets. Okay, let's pitch a couple of mountains. Okay. I think I can play the Trove into the Lorecaster, which is pretty good. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I mean, they don't have, like, I'm just playing under the assumption that they don't have another removal spell here. Oh, they're chump blocking at 25 life? Okay. They ripped another removal spell? Impressive. Impressive. It's okay. They're not exiling anything important here. And we're going to fire off the Rapturous Moment again and try to find more action. We are totally fine. Especially because we can also gain life off of this Trove. Okay. Subtle Mockery. Textbook Tabulator. Interesting. Nah. Gain some life. Attack. I think I need to set an upkeep stop, though. Shattered Acolyte. Yeah, let's counter it. Plenty of mana here, so let's just go Surveil. Embrace the Paradox is great. Let's draw. Attack. Let's exile a land. Let's cast this to pump the Virtuoso. Whatever, I'll just gain life. I'm gonna not play this land, though. I could have kept up Banishing Betrayal, but I feel like the 2 life was a little more relevant here. Obviously, things are different if I have Mana Sculpt as an option. And this turn, because I have Mana Sculpt and Banishing Betrayal, I think another removal spell? Jeez. Okay, oh, that was a really good draw. Tackle Artist. And I mean, I have so much stuff in my graveyard that I can just exile, and keeping up the extra mana seems relevant. Surveil. Don't want the land. Draw for turn. Expressive Iteration. Wait, 5 cards left? Do I have more ways to kill them? It's a little dicey. Looking at 3 cards might be a little dicey. Let's go for it. I just can't draw any more cards. So I have 3 cards left. Oh, 1 gets shuffled back in. That's really good. That is very important to all of this. If it's a land, I'm just going to keep anything. Oh god. We're not casting that one. Okay. I mean, I do feel pretty good because I have this Mana Sculpt. Potioner's Trove is okay. I mean, this should just kill them, right? Oh, I forgot about Burst Lightning. Woo! Every resource needed to be able to win these games. This is just proof that, like, even if you are not necessarily super happy with your collection of cards, you still play out the games, you don't give up, and no matter what happens here, because this deck's certainly overperforming, we're still at 5-1. We're still at 5-1. Alright, on the play, gonna keep this. We got a stock up and a Proctor's Gaze on the play, so that's great. So, you know, obviously the saddest thing here is my opponent plays a 3-drop or something. Yeah, but they went Island, so Hydro dude. Tester of the Tangential, I guess, are options. Not a whole lot of ways to counter this. There's, I guess, there's a few, actually. I mean, this type of matchup probably warrants just, like, I mean, certainly want, like, land and... Yeah, we just want cards. I don't think Pigment Ring... Like, spot removal is fine, but... I just hope they don't play, like, a Trove or something, because I did bottom a Braid. Why do I do this to myself? Huh? Why? I mean, I kept a land, which is really important in this matchup, and I kept Embrace the Paradox, so it's not like I kept garbage. Tablet of Discovery, sure. Are you kidding me? Into stock up? Yeah. Well, look. We are now playing against, like, better card advantage decks. And this is what happens. Like, they have so much mana now. It's crazy. Seven cards in hand for the opponent. They can certainly have another copy of Visionary's Dance. It is simply a Hydro Channeler. Alright, big card draw spell here for us. I guess Mana Sculpt would be bad, because they have the Wizard in play. It's just a brush off, sure. Okay, so they might have like an Essence Scatter, but I don't know if there's much I can do about that. Let's just try to find something with this. Unless they have like another counterspell. I mean, if they have multiple counters with all this card draw, well, you know, it's one of those, well, then we're in trouble. That's it. So we're going to have access to 5 mana. I played a land this turn. I don't need this forest. I don't know what else I want to discard. All right. Essence Scatter? Yeah. Alright, well. There goes that turn. They had multiple counterspells. I wonder what their follow-up... Now it's like a shields down moment here for me, because I didn't have the mana for the... I don't have mana for Essence Scatter now. So 4 cards. If they play like a Divergent Equation, it's probably game. That's typically how these things go. 4 spells in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they can do it for all 4 if they want this turn. You know, maybe I'm running pretty hot here. I think it's because I commentated the Pro Tour not too long ago. Just like being able to identify the worst possible card that my opponent can play in every single juncture, and then them playing it. You know? Good beats. Oh wait, I shouldn't have played this. I should have gone stock up. They have brush off. Oh well. I don't think we're beating this. I mean, look at this. They have another stock up of Visionary's Dance. Like, there's just no way. There is just no way. Six cards in hand for the opponent. Prismari Charm, okay. I'll keep up Essence Scatter here. Like, I know I can just like kill the 3/3 now with the Banishing Betrayal. But I feel like being able to counter like a big creature here is relevant. Granted, I don't have the mana to like counter it through a brush off, but It's the best that we got. Yeah, I definitely should have gone back stock up. Getting the moment was a mistake. Look, I found a target for Essence Scatter. Whenever there's a target, you will be happy to fire it off. Yeah, oh god, this was like such an unbelievable mistake. Just big oofs. Big oofs. 6 cards in hand for the opponent. And yeah, getting back... Like, this is obviously a very powerful spell. I just didn't... Yeah, like, given that they have a counterspell, it just doesn't make sense to do this. They're splashing Pursue the Pass. You don't have enough card draw here? You didn't have enough card draw in your blue-red deck? Fair enough. I mean, it's a very powerful card. I hope you deck. I hope you deck. Mana Sculpt. Okay, brush off. Well, at least Rapturous Moment's gonna resolve. Unless you have another counterspell? No. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Okay. Flashing back, Pursue the Past, 9 cards left. Discarding Essence Scatter, so now Stadium Tidal Mage can potentially do something. Molten Note. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just like a classic Prismari control deck, right? I mean, I feel like we were super unlikely to win this game basically the moment they resolved the equation. Now it's more just, you know, like going through the motions, but they're just simply up far too many cards here for us to like put together a reasonable fight. You know what I mean? Like they've drawn, you know, they've seen 8 more cards than I have. I mean, my deck's doing its thing. It's just, this is like, yeah, this is just an awesome, awesome Jeskai deck. Trove, Tablet, a bunch of counterspells, stock up, a way to get it all back, some inevitability. I mean, this is just textbook Jeskai Prismari control deck. Together as one as well. All right, you know what? Look. We actually have like a fair number of wins now, so we're gonna run into just like really good decks. So that was a poor matchup. We're 5-2. Come on, let's just rattle off 2 in a row. All right, opponent on the play. We have 2 lands on the draw, but we do have the Potioner's Trove as well. So I think I'm gonna keep this and hope to find land number 3 because that, of course, will unlock our pretty clunky hand here. 4-drop, 5-drop, X-drop, 4-drop hand. Okay, or I can draw my 6-drop. Alright, Goblin Glassrite, sure. Okay. Yeah, this is where you get run over. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I wonder why they play the land first. You think they have a 3-mana combat trick? Just doing it just to do it? What do they have? Great Curve, just find 2 into a 3. I mean, our curve was just god-awful. But We will try our best. Ooh, Island. Little unexpected twist. Sure. I'm just going to play around Essence Scatter. I think they're probably actually a blue-red deck here. Just going to take the 2 here and just go for a Proctor's Gaze. Yep. Saw that one coming. What do I want to do now? I guess the Lorecaster is just like something that gives me value when it enters. And if they have, like, yeah. So if they have, like, you know, Essence Scatter plus Disdainful Stroke, so be it. It looks like they have, okay, they just have another removal spell, sure. Yeah, good double spell turn there, even on the pass. I think my opponent's very, very happy with that play. Now, next turn, I'm going to get up to a bunch of, like, basically, I should probably save Proctor's Gaze for when I can play Tackle Artist, so I can double spell. So then I want to spend my mana on something big this turn, right? So the question is, what is that? I mean, I can just play out a large Terrafractal. Whoa, Colossus of the Blood Age. Okay. We did find a Banishing Betrayal. 5. Okay, so but sadly I don't have the mana to play like Wrangler into Banishing Betrayal. 3 cards in hand for them. I can't even make this big enough. Alright, I'm just gonna go with the Wrangler here for most upside. I know that it's very likely that it can die. And by the way, this is why this card just has a horrific win rate. It just doesn't do anything when it enters a battlefield, and the removal in this format is unbelievably strong. And when you combine those two together, it just makes it so that just like even a 5-mana 4/4 flyer is just not what you want. I mean, there's no way you have a counter for that. Okay, well, that's a lie. There is a way, but it would be such that I would be very sad. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. What you got? Another Unsubtle Mockery? A Braid? Vibrant Outburst. Okay. I'm looking for Essence Scatter here. So let's go with Stock Up. Run Behind, Iteration, Burst Lightning. These are all fine. I'm going to gain life off the Potioner's Trove. Take you. Take you. Essence Scatter still would be nice. Essence Scatter Island off of the Iteration would be cool. Nope, nope, these are all terrible. These are, I mean, I just complete whiff. Four damage spell? A Johnny's Response. Yeah, we're dead. Yep, they just cast the Colossus. Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, this deck went much further than I thought it would. So, you know, like, we had an okay draw, but it was a little bit slow, and I didn't have a hard way to actually kill the Colossus of the Blood Age, and they had just enough interaction to kind of push damage through. So, it is what it is. Now, I have been playing rather my fair share of these control decks, and yeah, not all of them have looked the way that I wanted. Although, to be honest, I've also had really good versions that also don't quite get there. So, I don't really know. I just feel like when you draft these control decks, you're kind of rolling the dice on, like, how good your deck ends up being depending on which expensive payoff card you end up with. And here, we had a lot of, like, the decent early stuff, but no real good way to close out games. So, like, my opponent's ways to go over the top were just simply so much better. I'm playing 2 Virtuosos, a Tabulator, Tackle Artist, Pigment Wrangler, just like all these cards that I'm just not happy playing. And and ultimately it leads to decks like this. What you really want is that Jeskai deck that my opponent drafted, where you have a couple of Visionaries, maybe a Snarl Song, and then maybe a couple ways to get that back, and a bunch of cheap interaction. That's kind of what you want. This is not the optimal version of the deck, which is why we ultimately ended up with a 5-3 record. But you know what? That's not bad. But I would like to pick up a trophy. Maybe we can get that done in tomorrow's video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you're in the market to buy some booster boxes of Secrets of Strixhaven, or you wanted some singles for your standard, modern, Pioneer, or Commander decks, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are your one-stop shop for top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and much, much more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon to get 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.